Let's talk about The Accountant. The Accountant 1 came out in 2016, made $155 million worldwide. Ben Affleck, an autistic tax accountant that somehow is also a trained serial killer. His brother, John Bernthal, who is also a trained killer. They go crazy trying to find mountain out of a molehill, stuff happening in the world of tax accounting. It's a movie that barely made any money and yet did great on streamers over and over again. So 8 years later, the same director, the same writer are bringing it back for the second time, the second go-around. The Accountant 2, Kellerman, it is your movie.
Sure is.
You are steadfast in your opinion that you think this is going to be a success.
I do.
How excited are you?
I'm very excited for this movie. I think that everybody in the league has made fun of me for this movie.
Yes.
This is my Dogman. Everybody made fun of TJ for choosing Dogman, and that ended up blowing everybody's expectations out of the water. This is my Dogman.
Here's what I'm saying to that. Dogman still didn't do well. It made $137 million.
140 now, yeah.
140. Whoop-de-doo. The point is, that's not going to do anything for you in this league. Granted, you have a juggernaut in Minecraft. I'd say if it makes $200 million, I will eat my words, but I don't see that happening.
Ooh.
Listen, this movie came out again.
Well, hold on a second, Tony. $200 million, you say?
I say.
You willing to put anything where your mouth is?
I will put it, well, not anything. Not anything, but I will put a bet
Any
in
kind of
my
wager
hand.
you want to make?
What?
Any kind of wager you want to make?
Yeah, what do you want to wager?
I bet it makes more than $200 million.
Okay. I'll buy your ticket to The Accountant 2.
No, I
No?
want ice cream.
You want
Buy me a milkshake.
You got it. But I'll buy you a milkshake. You buy me a bourbon. That feels equal, right?
Sure.
Cheers.
Will Ben Affleck's milkshake bring any boys to the yard? We don't know. The Accountant 1, it's taken 8 years to come back.
Sure.
Does anybody care about this movie? I know what your thoughts are. You've seen this on streaming. I've seen this on streaming. It's probably been on TNT,
You've seen the
TBS,
original
USA,
on streaming.
a million times on streaming at this point, or on TV, on cable, whatsoever. Many people have. It was one of Netflix's highest streamed movies in 2024, the original The Accountant.
Yeah.
Do you care that number 2 is coming out? Did you need more of this story?
Absolutely not. But Ben Affleck thought we did. He's the one who in every interview is like, there was always more meat on the bone. I always was coming back to The Accountant 2. I always knew that we would have more to tell. And I'm like, you did? Why? There's so many better stories to tell. This is so absurd. The trailer, I finally saw like a more detailed trailer before Sinners this weekend. My God, tonally, it's all over the place. It's a comedy. It's a this. It's a that. John Bernthal is the only saving grace to me. I think John Bernthal can do no wrong. So I'm going to see this in theaters. In theaters.
Definitely.
Just because I love John Bernthal, and maybe because I love Kellerman, and I'll give him one ticket to the $150 million.
How about because you like entertaining movies? You just list it. You're like, oh, it has too many things that I like. Too much. Is it comedy? Is it action? Is it? Maybe it's both.
First of all, the comedy looked terrible.
I agree. The trailer is not very funny.
Well, let me tell you what it doesn't have, because I have a secret source that went and saw this movie at the DGA a few days ago, and I got the inside scoop of what this movie actually has in it.
Seems
it does
unfair.
not have Anna Kendrick, the love story from The Accountant 1. The reason why I actually like the movie more than others is because of Ben Affleck with Anna Kendrick. Not only is she not in this movie, a love angle for Ben Affleck's character is not a real central plot point of The Accountant 2. Also, another thing that's not in this movie, not giving any spoilers away, the whole reason he's an accountant. The Accountant 1, where he goes into the office and he has all those numbers on the whiteboard in the office trying to find the missing holes, trying to get to where the money was, figure out where the rabbit hole leads to. That's not in this movie as well. I got a direct scoop that this is much more of an action movie, much more of the boys teaming up, almost like a war movie, it was told to me. I will say a good thing, Kellerman.
Sounds cool.
It does sound cool, but it's not what The Accountant 1 was. So if you watch The Accountant 1 expecting that same of the movie, it tonally is a completely different shift to what that movie is. There is world building. They are building to an Accountant 3. Gavin O'Connor came to this DGA meeting and gave answers. They want to have The Accountant 3 get going. But the biggest news that should make you happy is that they had trouble funding this movie. They had to get the rights back from Warner Brothers. They
Yep.
brought it over to Amazon. Amazon came in, gave them the money, but they have a deal with Amazon that, unlike Mickey 17, this movie will stay in theaters for a long time before it comes to streaming.
Really?
5 weeks is what Amazon gave them, that this will be in theaters before it comes to streaming. So that helps you out.
Yeah, I actually didn't even know that when I drafted it. I was just banking on how well the first one did. It was also a surprise at the time. Everyone was like, what is this weird movie where Ben Affleck is playing an autistic accountant, which sounds like it could be the most boring thing ever put on film. But instead, it was a really fun action movie. And, honestly, I'm not that surprised that this one doesn't have the love interest. I felt like the love interest was intrusive in the previous story. And
Intrusive to the incredibly lacking plot already. Good.
And I also thought that it made the figure, Ben Affleck's character, who does suffer from autism, is very standoffish when it comes to others. It did humanize that person rather than making him a killing machine robot, which also was the main con that the National Center for Autism found with his portrayal of this movie. It was written that Ben Affleck's The Accountant is a movie about autism written by people who have no understanding what autism is.
Yep.
So that's what we're getting for The Accountant 2, doubling down on the fact that we're not humanizing him one bit, but instead making him more of a killing machine.
I'm sure that they tested it with RFK Jr., who said that there's no love with autistic people, so that probably makes a lot of sense.
How do you think RFK Jr. will feel about that?
He's probably going to be thrilled. He's going to be like, wow, they can wield a gun. Perfect. America.
He said recently that they can't pay taxes.
They can't pay taxes.
Well,
they,
the accountant
They
would beg
can't
to
throw
differ.
a baseball, but they can wield a gun.
And apparently, they can speed date and line dance as well, which have been two of the showcases from The Accountant 2. The new, Ben Affleck's having fun. He's speed dating.
Wait, he's speed dating?
And
Well, all right then. So there is a little B-plot love interest.
Well, we'll
with
see how
maybe nobody.
B, C, or D that plot line is. Again, Kellerman, I am just wondering. I understand you liked this movie. I understand many people have liked this movie. I am wondering why you think this is going to be a successor to The Accountant 1, and B, people are going to actually care about it. When the first one, again, did not make that much to begin with.
I think it's been proven that recognizable IP is what brings people to the box office, whether we like it or not. I love a lot of indie films that are not based on IP, but sequels tend to make money.
More money than the first, yeah.
Sometimes more money than the first, sometimes less money than the first, but typically, if it is a sequel, it is at least somewhat bankable. And, I think Ben Affleck is still a bankable actor. I love John Bernthal, who I also think is a more bankable actor than he was when the original came out.
100%.
And, I think that in a world where a working man gets number 2 at the box office, I think The Accountant could easily surpass those expectations.
It does have some competition. Sinners is still out there. If you want to go on a date night movie, you go see Sinners. If you have kids that you want, not that you would take them to The Accountant, but Minecraft is definitely still out
Take
there.
him to The Accountant, too.
King of Kings, only dropping 12%. That's still out there, too. We need to figure out what the over-under is for the domestic opening weekend. And I can't remember last week, Alche, did you or I win our predictions from last week?
You were...
I do remember. We guessed Sinners. TJ put 65 million as the number. He went over. I went under. You went under. 2 winners on the podcast right now and a loser.
I'm okay with that. Worldwide, Sinners did 65, so a part
61,
of me was
yeah.
right.
I mean, Sinners had a great opening. We'll talk about Sinners in a second and how Variety treated Sinners opening. It was a great number. Sadly, though, the under hit. So now it's time to talk about The Accountant. Again, first movie, 155 million worldwide. Ben Affleck movies, total. We have Argo made 19 million worldwide. Gone Girl made 37 million worldwide. Some of these numbers are all over the place. 24.7 was the domestic opening for The Accountant number 1. So, producer TJ, can't wait to see what the number is for The Accountant 2. So, the number for The Accountant 2 domestic opening weekend is $25 million. Now, Alche and I are both 6-4. Kellerman is 4-6 at this game. We're going to force Kellerman to go first so the two champions can duke it out afterwards.
Yeah.
There's also your movie, Kellerman. $25 million.
That's
domestic.
True. Let me crunch some numbers here. Let me just crunch some numbers here, do some accounting.
Give him a visor and he looks great.
When did we start doing a Beatles biopic?
You look fantastic.
25 million.
You somehow look more high.
Opening 25 million. Opening domestic only, right?
How
Still.
many times can we do this?
25.
25.
2.5. This is a good number. This is a tough pick.
I'm gonna bet on myself
Finally.
and go over.
Good for you.
I think it does better than 25 million.
Finally, I'm very happy for you.
The Accountant 1 made 24.7. That's a tough one, Alche. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first? Because I'm pretty torn.
I would love you to go first, please.
Yeah, I'm pretty torn. I am leaning under because, again, there's a lot of competition out there. I don't believe in The Accountant. I don't think there's a lot of push for it. Then again, we live in LA and we've seen those, call wolf numbers. We've seen those bus ads, those bench ads. They're getting the word out there. I've seen it a lot during like NBA playoff games. They're showing these previews. They are doing well marketing this thing. 25 is a big one. I'm gonna go under, but I guess I would be surprised if I'm either right or wrong. I think it can go either way. So I'll go under 25.
How diplomatic of you. Sinners is getting the biggest buzz ever. Weekend 2, I think, is going to still be huge. Minecraft continues to be this insanity that exists. And
don't forget, King of Kings, only 12% drop.
that's because it was Easter. Goodbye, King of Kings. We'll probably be gravestoning you next week.
R.I.P. to the Pope. He would like you to see his movie about Jesus Christ.
Man. Oh, man. I am going under, and I think it's going to be like 15.
We agree on the unders. Hey, man, I hope we're both right. I hope we're both
Give
right.
me a chance to catch up a little bit. I need it.
But that is it about the new movie coming out this weekend. However, it's not it about the new movies coming out this weekend.